What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going over something that I have been extremely proud of. You guys have been giving this thing all kinds of love. I've posted this thing here. I've posted it on Instagram. I've posted it on TikTok. And there has been a ton of love shown to this mask. And I could not be happier with it. The way that this conversion turned out was something that I never expected. I definitely was stressing and scratching my head constantly trying to figure out how to do this in the most accurate and most just it's just here, it's just one of those things. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy with it. This was made using a genuine Distortions Unlimited lyre. This is not an AliExpress recast. This is not a sculpted recast. This is a genuine Distortions Unlimited copy. You can tell from the inside that it's super clean. If I had the tag that I cut off of the chin, I'd be able to show it to you. It's got the little 1995 copyright thing on it, whatever. But yeah, so this is just this is it. This is the thing. This is the final product. I was gonna go with just a very clean, early self-titled lyre, and then I was like, you know what? That's boring. Who cares? Let's take some pictures, and that I'll throw up here on the screen to kind of show you a little bit of reference as to what I was using, and let's just go for it. Let's just put the pedal to the metal, pedal to the floor. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, but I just wanted to get something that was it's just good. I've been on sort of this roll of like quality over quantity. Definitely in my early days, it was definitely a quantity over quality kind of thing. So I have been able to take a step back with the new brand and just take my time. I can put love into pieces that I've not really ever been able to do before. Sort of making them and selling them as I make them it's just been such a good refresh for me. And it's just been just a huge breath of fresh air to just be able to sit and work on a project. And if I get bored or I lose that, like, the fire, I can just set it aside and come back to it whenever I'm feeling it again. And it's just been nice. Again, it's just been a huge breath of fresh air, and it's just been a nice clean slate. Now, as I said, this is a genuine Distortions Unlimited lyre. This was purchased probably around 2021, I would assume, 2020 or 2021, I don't even remember. It's been so long, and this thing has been calling to me for so long. I had my tote of masks that had been worked on sort of half and half, but this thing sat clean, uncut, unconverted, and I needed it to be done. I ordered a bunch of the 3/4 inch leather around the time that I was doing the Fehn, which you guys have already seen. Because I knew that at one point I was going to do something with this. I just didn't know when. And now is the time. We did it. It's here. It's finished. It is what it is. It's the final product. It's beautiful. I love it. And unfortunately, as of right now, it hasn't been on eBay. Well, it's not unfortunately. It's actually fortunately, because somebody's paying me to do this. But unfortunately, I love this thing, and it makes me really sad that it is going away. But I know that it'll be loved. I know that it'll be cherished, because again, with the amount of traction and love and stuff that this thing has had all over the internet, I know that whoever's purchasing it, thank you, whoever that is, I don't know at the moment, but I know that it'll be loved, I know it'll be displayed, and I know that it will be very well admired. Now, with all that being said, I just kind of want to go over some little stuff with you guys, just to sort of give you insight as to the process. I'll put up some pictures in here to show you, again, the reference to the process of the conversion. I used a couple of different pictures, which is a big no-no. Normally you only use the one, but there's not very many angles of the one that I used. So I sort of guessed, and just, took liberties and made changes as I saw that they needed to be done. And yeah, I think honestly this thing, it turned out wonderful. But again, we'll go into some details and just kind of give you a quick little showing of what was done. So as you know, or as most of you know, and if you don't know, Chris's mask used a 3/4 inch leather, which is the width of the leather. The rivets are all medium, minus the mouth. We'll get into that in just a second, but all of the rivets all over the mask are medium. These are rapid rivets. They're not the double cap. Now, as far as weathering and stuff goes, well, minus the 2-inch O-ring here, and then of course the corner straps. The weathering, I just basically, the leather straps were the veg tan, the base tan color. I dyed and sealed all of this leather myself. The leather guy that I normally go to was unavailable as far as the thickness and width that I needed. So I said, you know what, hook me up with some veg tan, 3/4 inch, around 2mm, and we'll call it good. I'll just do it all. It doesn't matter. I've been doing leather for years and years now, so this is not something new to me. This is definitely something that I just kind of comes second nature between the masks and the leather work. Obviously, you use tons of leather to make these masks, and yeah, you just sort of learn a thing or two. So again, you have the 2-inch O-ring setup. You have the duct tape, sorry, on the rivets on the O-ring side, and then of course the duct tape on the mask side. Again, just sort of more little intricate details that were closely replicated to Chris's actual mask. The holes, these were not punched and then had rivets in them and then I tore them out. I just took a Dremel and sort of zipped them in and then roughed them around and then painted them a little different so that way they looked a little bit more worn and a little bit more discolored. The leather was cut. The leather was cut again up here. Sorry, the nose is kind of all up in your face. But the leather was just cut up here just to replicate the dry rot and the fragile, brittle leather that would be on Chris's mask once this mask had gotten to this point. Of course, tons of spit and water, other things basically just soak into the leather. The leather is skin, so the leather becomes very soft, or the leather is soft, and then eventually becomes very hard, very brittle, and can break. You can basically, if you had a piece of leather out and you just kept it watered over time, you kept it sitting outside, you kept it just in harsh conditions, eventually you'd be able to basically just snap it like a piece of plastic, which is crazy, but that's just the way that it is. So yeah, boom, there's all the leather, there's all the rivets. You've got a wax cord. We use the wax cord all the way up the nose. All of the cuts on this mask are real. I cut all the way up the nose, stitched everything back together just as he would have back in the day. Same thing on this side. I cut all the way up into the eye, cut all the nostril off. I even weathered the inside of this part. Normally I don't. Normally I just cut. This is just straight across. But I noticed on Chris's, I would assume, over time, this probably rubbed his nose really raw because his nose would just sit right in this little pocket. So he would just kind of constantly cut away at this as the mask would stretch and pull, just to basically keep from cutting his nose and really, rubbing his nose raw. It's just basically an easier way to do that. The septum part here has been cut out. So, like I said, all of the rivets are medium except the mouth, and the only exceptions to the mouth that would be medium are this one on the corner, this one in the middle, and this one over here on the far end. As far as those go, that is the only medium rivets on the mouth, and that was due to the pictures. That was just the way that the pictures were showing the wear. Again, these probably have just fallen out at some point. There were even tons of pictures where this pull wasn't even on here. This was broke off. So these medium rivets were put in due to the photos that I had. The chin is just your usual. Put the two ends together, you sew them, that sort of thing. All the stitching has been latex in, so it's a lot stronger than just sort of stitching into the mask, because these lyres are super thin. Now, as far as pricing goes, because I know that's going to be a pretty big subject on this mask, because this is a pretty, I would say, a fan favorite. Even whenever I was doing these years ago, this was definitely the best seller. This was the top seller of the things that I was doing. And there were just things that I would make that I thought would be way cooler, and this thing, for whatever reason, would just blow it out of the water. So, Distortions no longer sells these lyres for $50. They are $100 now. I do believe that is shipped, but I don't think that taxes are included. So this one is currently being bid on eBay, and it has a bid on it, so it will sell at roughly $250. It was also on Etsy. I do have everything cross-posted, just mainly to bring in traffic, because the more that I can move these masks, the more new stuff I can bring, and so it is just a lot easier for me to cross-post things. If it gets a bid on eBay, I just remove it from everything else. If it sells on Etsy, I just remove it from everything else. So it is kind of a back and forth, but prices are all pretty much the same. Obviously, eBay's fees, Etsy's fees, and then of course, if you just buy things outright from me using my Instagram, I will give you a little bit of a discount if you do buy directly from me through Facebook or through Instagram, just mainly because I don't have to deal with stuff. I don't have to deal with third-party fees. I know that PayPal takes a little bit, but if, PayPal is the only person taking money out of the transaction, it's a lot easier for me. So again, I know that I've rambled. I apologize for rambling. There's just so much to do, and with all these early videos, there's just so much for me to say. But this mask, hopefully, in a couple of days, will be sent off to its new home. It is kind of sad that I am getting rid of this piece, because this would be awesome on display with all my other masks. I don't really collect a lot of masks anymore, but this would definitely be one that I would be more than willing to keep. But as it stands, there is bids going on over at eBay. I can't put links on my YouTube channels right now. I don't understand that. YouTube doesn't think that I'm allowed to do that because I only have a few subscribers. So if you see this video, you enjoy it, please subscribe. If nothing else, just to get me to the point to where I can put links on my account. Like, I don't care about subs, I don't care about likes, I don't care about comments. If you want to do all that stuff, that's awesome. But I just want to be able to share what I'm doing. That's the main thing. And right now YouTube kind of has me soft locked as far as like, I can only do certain things. TikTok's the same way. TikTok's like, oh, you only have so many followers, but yet you have videos with like thousands of views. And it's like, oh, well, you can't post your Etsy account because you don't have followers. I'm like, I have one video that's almost 10,000 views, but I can't post my Etsy account. So I don't know. That's a whole different rant for a different account. If you do want to follow me, I'll try to put some ats on here so you can find me a little bit easier. Again, I can't put links, so if you see the at, pause the video, screenshot the video, whatever. You can go there. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're here. But again, I have rambled on so long. This video is going to be ridiculous to edit, but I'm going to try to get it to you guys as soon as possible. I wanted to hurry up and get a video shot of this thing because it is being bid on eBay, so this thing will not be here in a week. So I definitely needed to make sure that I had this thing recorded. I had everything done with it that I needed to get done for all my socials, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just super happy with it. I can go on longer and longer. I can just stare at this thing. I'll just keep the video recording and I'll just keep staring at it, and you guys can stare at it too if you want. Huge things on the list of stuff to do in 2024. 3D printing is becoming a thing pretty much everywhere, and I am very interested in it, so that will be a huge thing coming up. We will also be doing some other stuff, some other secret-y type stuff that I can't really talk about here. There will definitely be maybe a post. I don't know if I'll be able to share that here or anywhere, really. I don't know. Probably shouldn't have even brought it up. But for now, I'll stop because, again, I can literally talk forever because I'm just looking at this thing and it's just so great. Links, screen thing, like, comment, blah, 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 whatever, subscribe, all the usual YouTube yada yada. If you enjoyed the video, do show it some love. I do like that. I do like likes, or comment and say, hey, this is awesome. Or, you know what? Even if you're like, hey, this sucks, this looks terrible, let me know why. Don't just say, hey, it sucks, but like, tell me why. Be constructive, because that helps me do better in the future. So yeah, follow me on all this stuff if you want. There will be tons. I cannot stress you enough. There will be tons of new stuff coming up. But this is the main thing. I also have a dummy, Corey dummy replica, and I have a Fiend that's finished. Those are also for sale if that's something that you guys are interested in. I've also got some ghost glows coming in, so those will be converted and put up for sale super soon as well. So check that out, whatever. But for now, I love all you guys. Thank you for welcoming me back into the loop of stuff creating. Yeah, and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy this little video. You've probably already seen it. It's the real TikTok and short, but yeah, I just wanted to add it on here just to show you some nice crispy outdoor video of this thing. Bye.